Hello, it is Stephanie Hunt. Today is day 2 of the Brent Daniels, Ryan Zolin 75-day challenge. So today I finished my cold calling. It went pretty well. I met my goals. And later I did not want to go driving for dollars, which is part of the challenge. And I just didn't want to go. And then a question came to my mind was, well, Stephanie, do you want to be common? And I thought, well, no, I don't want to be common. So then you got to do the things that you don't want to do and the things that you're afraid to do so that you can be uncommon. So with many fibers of my being raging against going driving for dollars, I did it. I went and I drove for dollars. All right, y'all, here it is. Day 2, 75-day challenge. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Welcome to Millionaire Before 30, where we are on a mission.
That is right, Brent. We are on a mission to give you guys the exact blueprint of how to become a millionaire before the age of 30 years old. I'm Ryan Zolin.
I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and we are joined, as always, by Albert Bowie.
Mr. Brent Daniels, how you doing?
I am excellent. I am excited about today's show, right? We are 2 weeks in.
2 weeks
to
in.
the 75-day challenge. And we're going to review what that 75-day challenge is. And then we're going to ask you, what actions have you been taking? How far along are you in this 75-day challenge? Are you doing this? Are you implementing this into your business? Are you using this as a roadmap to go out there and consistently take action? Because I'll tell you this, we don't make money keeping all of our good ideas in here, okay? We don't provide value to the community. We don't help distressed property owners by just keeping everything in our brain. We have to go out there and we have to take action, and we have to use this magical thing right here to change our financial future.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I love how we started off the beginning of the show here talking about action, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, that was a TTP student of yours?
Yep, that is Stephanie Hunt.
Stephanie Hunt.
She is out there. She is taking action every single day with enthusiasm and a smile on her face, and she did not want to do it. She did not want to do it that day, but she pushed through because her goals are bigger than that mental block that would stop her from taking action. She found the energy to go out there and do it, and now has really built the momentum up.
Yo, absolutely. And I mean, documenting the journey, I can tell you right now, the one thing that I regret from the entire time I've been in real estate was not documenting the days that sucked. There's a lot of times where you don't want to make the call. You don't want to go drive for dollars. You don't want to go to the open houses. I understand. But what happens when you do? It's like going to the gym. You wake up, you don't want to do it, but then afterwards, what do you feel? It's amazing. You feel like, I did it. I did something I didn't want to. It's the accomplishments. So I want to challenge all of you guys, if you are not taking action in the 75-day challenge, start. See what happens, and it's let's go through it.
Let's break this thing down. Guys, we have the PDF in TTP Insider for you to download. We are going to also be updating it so that it's more printable, because you'll see in a second the PDF has a very dark background and it will take up all of your computer ink. So we're going to switch that up. But it starts with this. It starts with writing down, this will work if I do. This plan will work if I do. I love how it says it here. If you don't believe being successful in real estate is possible, you're going to find it much more difficult to achieve it. Napoleon Hill says it best. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So that is the first step in this. I'm gonna go 1 and 2 and then let you get in there. The second one is you got to block out 3 hours a day. You have to find 15 hours in your week that you're going to commit to this business. All right. If you're full time, then double this, triple this. But if a lot of people are just doing this part time, or a lot of people have other responsibilities, whether it be raising children, or whether it be helping out the family, or whatever else. They have other businesses that they're running. But make sure, if you're going to take this seriously, if you want to be a true real estate entrepreneur, that you have to invest the time. Find that 15 hours. I know you have it. We have 168 hours. That's not even 10% of your week for the chance to close that $10, $20, $50,000 deal in this next 75 days. That's the point.
Absolutely. And number 3, reconsider who you spend time with. I want to make sure that this message is very clear. I'm not saying you go to your friends and say, screw you, I can't be around you. It's just understanding that you are who you surround yourself with.
That's it.
So you need, during these 75 days, to be around people that are going to uplift you, support you, and almost even challenge you to be the best version of yourself. So in here it says, spending time with people who want similar things as you will help go farther faster. Surround yourself with people who will motivate and encourage you on your pursuit to financial freedom.
I love it. And that goes hand in hand with a conversation that I had in my live show yesterday about your personal board of directors. And if you look at it, people have put a lot of time and effort into the psychology of this and the success of this, the likelihood of success when you add these 5 people. The 5 people are your sponsor, right? This is your hype man. This is your cheerleader. This is your, or woman or whatever. This is your person that is going to be just absolutely has your back and is going to cheer you and sing your praises and say you can do this. Second is a mentor, somebody that is where you want to be. Third is your connector, somebody that is networked with everybody, that they can open up doors that wouldn't naturally be opened up by yourself as easily. Fourth is the expert or your protector. This is kind of your shield. This is an attorney. This is a CPA. This is somebody that is going to make sure that you don't get over your skis with spending. To make sure that you're not doing anything that could end up costing you a lot of money or paying the stupid tax. And then the last one is a friend. Right? That person that really knows you. They know you at your core. They don't care how much money you make. They don't care how successful and how much shine you get. They love you for who you are, and you know where you came from, and it keeps you grounded, and it keeps you having really deep roots. So that's the 5 people in your personal board of directors.
I love that. And you actually will, let's go back to it. You mentioned the shield and protector. You're talking about money, right? So that kind of goes right in hand with number 4. Get lean, cut your spending. If you get an assignment fee but don't keep any of the money after it hits your account, you won't be farther ahead than you are today. Find areas where you can cut spending so you can invest more. I'm not saying don't go and eat food. I'm not saying go and don't pay for gas in your car. Just don't go and spend money on the Rolex. Don't go buy the new pair of shoes. You don't need to go and reward yourself for the behavior when you don't have the results yet.
You know, it's really interesting that you point that out. And just as a side note, it's, I think when you're in your hustle season, right? This is your first year, day 1 to year 7-ish of really grinding, really building, really growing. You know, you're a testament to this. I'm a testament to this. You'll find most people, it's usually year 7 where it's really click. Don't buy all that fancy shit yet. Stay disciplined for that 7 years. After that 7 years, when you're just, that bank account is heavy.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Do what you want, okay? You've earned it. You've got enough discipline to grow this business. But just think about this. If I'm in, just make it a simple little mind trick. If I'm in my hustle season, I got to keep my money tight. I got to hold on to this, right? I mean, that is so key. Next one is you got to talk to 200 new and different property owners during this 75 days. Not only that, and we'll add this in here, we'll make an adjustment because I saw it this morning, but you also have to talk to 100 real estate agents. So it's a total of 300 people over the 75-day challenge. All right. I am telling you, it takes about 20 hours to talk to those 200 homeowners and probably another 10 hours to talk to the agents. They might be a little bit longer. That might also be about 20 hours for those 100 agents, because agents usually you're going to have a lot easier conversation. It's going to be a lot more in depth on what you're looking for, and they're going to be very open to those conversations. So if you really want to like build up your juice and your energy and your confidence and stack the wins early, talk to the real estate agents first. You're going to have 5-10 conversations with agents that are like, dude, I would love to work with you. What are you looking for? This is great. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find you these deals. And then all of a sudden, sudden your communication skills are flowing, it's fluid, you're feeling good, and then you jump on the calls with the property owners that aren't necessarily expecting your call, and that makes it a lot easier to do. So remember, 200 and 100. Let's go to number 6 there, Matt. Number 6. Oh, that's you.
Let's do it. So visit 3 open houses a week. This is the one I was telling you about. So we're also missing on here drive for dollars.
Yep.
So in your free time, I want to make sure, I know you guys might be virtual. It's okay. In your backyard, you need to get comfortable with driving around, understanding how to identify a distressed property. You're going to understand that even again, if you are virtual, when you're driving around, you're going to come across opportunities just by driving for dollars. Brent always says it, but it's very true. The most valuable list you could find is going to be your driving for dollars list, because those are real-time properties that are in distress. The second part of this is visit 3 open houses a week. I know that's a lot. I promise you could do this in one day on Saturday.
For sure. You
could easily drive around. You'll find the houses. You'll see the signs that say open house this way, follow the arrows. Those are realtors that are busting their ass to go and find clients like yourself. You are literally the exact reason they're doing the open house. I want to let you guys in on a little secret. People that do open houses, realtors that do open houses, they are not there to sell the current home. They are there to get more clients. You are a client when you walk into that house. You are doing exactly what they are looking for. So just understand that if you go to 3 open houses a week and you're driving for dollars in your free time, it's inevitable that you're going to come across a deal.
I love that. Next is reward yourself when you win. This is a small reward. This is an under $500 reward, but it's something that just signifies that you did this. Signifies that you went out there and you trusted yourself enough and you built your courage up enough and your confidence up enough to go out there, take action. Because I am telling you, the percentage of people that will implement this and win, I am telling you, you need to take something home. You need to have some reward, right? There's going to be people that hear bits and pieces of this and see it not do anything. Not you. Not this audience. You're going to go out there and you're going to take the action. So be rewarded for it. Have a little bit of a reward. Don't go over your skis. Right here. When you close a deal, reward yourself with something that's meaningful to you, be it a new pair of shoes, a nice dinner, or a unique experience. Make sure you tune into this live show so that we can celebrate and ring that bell.
I believe this next one is also you.
Oh, that's it. Squad up with 5 accountability partners, all right? Make it a point to have at least 5 people that are in this business. This is outside of your personal board of directors. Not necessarily completely, but these are people that are actually doing this business, right? These are people that you meet in meetups. These are people that you meet in the comments section of these shows that you squad up. You don't have to be in the same market, but you have to have the same energy. You have to have that same vibration to you so that you can be a magnet for each other and really a support system for each other. And the fact is, let's be honest, when you have conversations at family barbecues, or you have conversations with friends that you go to dinner with, or you have conversations with people on a normal basis, maybe your coworkers or loved ones, whatever, and you're telling them how excited you are about wholesaling real estate, you will physically see their eyes gloss over because they have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
It is important to communicate how excited you are and have an outlet for it and have people that are also doing that. And the best part is find people that are doing more than you. It's going to pull you up and it's going to show you what is possible. Squad up with 5 people that are doing this business.
Absolutely. And number 9, be active on social media. The best advice that I ever got was about 1.5 years ago, and it's from Jamil Damji, where he told me, Ryan, you're doing a lot of the right stuff, but you're failing pretty heavily in one space. You're not being loud enough. So get active on social media. I want to give a shout out again to Stephanie at the beginning, like how she was hopping on there, being vulnerable. It's like I said, you have to go and document the journey. Pull out your camera. Talk about it right now while you're on the show. I'm super excited to be watching the show with Ryan and Brent and Albert. 75-day challenge. I'm taking action. I'm going to do it. It shows vulnerability and authenticity that people will be drawn to. And then from there, like Brent said, attach your boat to a bigger boat and watch what happens.
That's right.
The last one, spend time taking care of yourself. This could be in a million different ways. Whether you choose to meditate, read books, or get a heavy workout in at the gym, taking care of your mind and body is a crucial aspect of being successful in life and business. Prioritizing your health naturally aligns the many other areas of your life. Understand that it's not going to be the same for everybody. I like to go at the end of every day and I like to reflect. I like to think about what I could have done better, and then I like to manifest and visualize what my future looks like. The more you start to actually write these goals down and take time to reflect and visualize, you will actually see the results start to come.
That's right. There you go. There is the 10 steps. Also in there, guys, it said a link to, in TTP Insider, we have a free course that is going to give you more confidence in the whole process on wholesaling. So there's no excuse, and I don't want you to get caught in the education loop. I want you to go out there and take serious action, because remember, whenever we're out there, we got to be wary of the 3 Ps, all right? That's procrastination, paralysis by analysis, and perfectionism. Knock it off.
Yeah.
It affects all of us, right? It creeps into all of us.
Absolutely.
But now that they've been named, they can be recognized. If they can be recognized, they can be destroyed.
Yep.
Right? Don't let it sneak in as just something that like, oh, yeah, well, I'll push this off until next day or this and that or whatever else. Stop. Just take the action, right? Don't worry about doing everything and worrying about every single little bit of the process and getting you know, kind of crushed by, well, what happens if this happens, or all these hallucinations that happen when we think about taking action. And then don't be perfect. It's not about perfection.
Right.
It's not. It's about progress. Progress, not perfection.
Love that.
That's, I mean, Tom
Love
Kroll's been saying that for 10 years, and it's the absolute truth. Progress, not perfection. And remember, guys, we're deal finders, not deal creators. Go out there, have a quality conversation, and you will do amazing things. And you know what's the amazing thing is, whether it be from a real estate agent or whether it be from a homeowner, when you find that person that is ready to go and it's fitting all the criteria, can you pull up that Indiana Jones meme real quick? Because I absolutely love it, because it really shocks people. It's not, the biggest hurdle that I see is not when people take the action here, is not that they're not getting results. It's when people say yes.
Yep.
That like
"Oh,
throws them all off, and then
Yep.
all of a sudden they're like, wait, right? Is this too good to be true? Right? This is exactly how it feels. You're like, wait a second. I don't know if I can really do this, or if it's just, you know, how do I go about this? Is this too good?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Be prepared. You are going to win. People are going to say yes to you. You're going to have good quality conversations. So be ready for it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Love it.
So that is the 75-day challenge. We're 2 weeks in. If you're just finding this now, start now. Start now with it. It's not like at the end of the 75 days, we're like, oh, okay, well, that's over. We don't have to do work anymore. Start it whenever, but just do it consistently. The 75 days is just so that you do it consistently. There's the whole 75-day hard challenge, which I have been very critical on, because I love myself and I don't want to do all those things that are on there, because I think that, but some people like that challenge. This challenge is more about going, but that's more of a personal challenge for people, the 75-day hard. This is more a challenge to go out into the community and provide value out there. Remember, everything happens out there. That's where the income is made.
Absolutely. And I mean, we broke it down in 10 easy steps. I want you guys to know that this isn't like we just pulled these out of a hat randomly and said, yeah, we'll see if this works. These 10 steps have been proven time and time again between the two of us and others in the community that if you take the exact same action, you're going to succeed.
That's right. Guys, this is an interactive show. That's why we do this live show. This is why we don't pre-record it. This is live right now. So we need your participation in the comments section, whether you're on Instagram or on YouTube. Preferably YouTube. It's a better experience if you go to the YouTube channel. But, you know, consume it however you want to watch it, right?
Absolutely.
But put in your comments. We want to know what questions you have. We want to know what success that you've had, any wins that you've had with the challenge, any wins that you've had in general. We want to celebrate you and bring a little bit or a lot of bit of energy into your life this morning, or afternoon if you're East Coast.
I love it.
There we go.
I love it.
All right, Andy, let's go. I got an MLS deal. Come on. This past Tuesday, after being on the market for 30 minutes, early bird got the worm. I guess, Matt?
Oh
we're
boy,
gonna have
guys,
to,
ready for this?
We're gonna have to crank down the this one's for you. You got to break it in first one of the show. First celebration for Andy Henderson.
You guys ready?
Andy, make sure. Hey guys, by the way, make sure that you're putting in the comments section where you do business.
Yep.
Where
squad
you
up.
do business, because then people can connect.
Wait,
go
Brent,
meet each other.
Isn't there a thing in the 10 steps that you need to squat up with 5 people?
That's it. That's it. That's part of it. You can get it knocked out right now. Get it done. Drop that bell. Let's ring it, baby. Boom.
Look at this. Let's go. Let's go, Andy.
And it's gone. There we go.
I love that. That's great.
Listen, we're high tech here in the studio. We just keep upgrading, we keep spending money for these shows. You know what I mean?
We do it for the people.
We do it for the audience. It's absolutely incredible.
I love that, Andy. Nice job with the MLS deal.
How's your MLS deals going?
We're cranking. We're
I know that Albert was talking about 2 deals. Literally, what, 3 minutes before the show?
Yes, sir.
What's the deal with those?
Funny enough, that those did not come from the MLS,
Right.
but that comes from a good networking opportunity to
Right.
where the neighbors are actually looking out for properties for me now that I'm in the neighborhood. They're like, hey, this house had a fire. This house is about to move. You should take a look at it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yep.
The neighbors?
Yep. Oh, yeah,
Neighbors.
we do that on every flip.
Talk
I
to me
always
about
talk to the
that.
neighbors.
Yeah, so every flip, I can't take the credit. Albert, you should probably speak on it. It's more
Yeah.
your strategy.
Here's why I talk to neighbors. First thing I come in, I introduce, I door knock. It's not because I want a lead. It's because I want them to know what I'm doing.
Yes.
So they cause as less trouble as possible for my crews.
Yep.
And especially if it's an HOA community, I want to make sure that everyone is happy. They know what I'm doing. The dust is only temporary. People just want to be in the know and be told.
Right.
And if I tell them that, I found that it's less likely that they come cause trouble, make complaints, and then they bring a lead
How
afterwards.
many neighbors?
Everyone's surrounding. So if there's one in the house, talk to one in the back. If the one's next to you, on every side, everyone that really takes a peek.
That borders to it?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about across the street?
Yes,
Yeah,
includes
absolutely.
anything in
Yep.
its vicinity. Talk to the neighbors. You never know who you're going to talk to.
I think that on every flip, you should talk to at least the 3 neighbors to each side and the 3 neighbors across the street.
Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, that's
And
just,
not many people
that's
do
a no-brainer.
Like it's a good strategy because you never
It's
know.
a great strategy. Here is my personal number. If anything happens, if there's a nail that they leave in the street, I want to know about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly
and
it.
then you'll have some neighbors that get pretty crazy, but most of the time they
Yeah,
they
but
don't.
also, too-
And it's better that they get crazy to you directly
Yep.
than to your crew
Yep.
and to
Yes.
the city.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. And also, the crazy neighbor is usually the one that everybody else hates.
Yeah.
So then you're able to offer them cash for their house. So
Yep. So I'm targeting MLS properties in Tampa, but I don't have earnest money deposit that most agents are asking for. What do I do? What's the best way to tackle this challenge that most agents will accept?
yeah. So Brent and I talk about it all the time on this channel. You have to have buying capability.
That's it.
This is the squatting up part.
Yep.
So if you don't have the EMD, no worries. You're going to lose this thing called leverage where you're going to go and you're going to find someone that's going to squat up with you, but you're going to get the benefit by them actually being able to put up the earnest money for you, and they're a credible buyer, which makes you a credible buyer. You're not walking in saying, I'm going to take this person as their EMD and I'm not going to send them the deal. You're going to squat up and you guys are going to work together, but then the person that is going to be putting up the EMD for you, you guys are going to do a bunch of deals. Then you'll obviously make enough money. You could do the EMD on your own, and then you could choose if you want to stay working with that person or not.
Guys, if there is somebody watching this in Tampa, squat up here.
Yeah.
You know what I
Message us. We
mean?
do Tampa.
Just yeah.
We
You
literally
do Tampa?
do Tampa. Yeah. Message us. Deals at 34holdings.com.
There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
I mean, easy peasy. Deal. Say it again.
Deals at 34holdings.com.
What other markets?
So we're in Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Vegas, and then all of Arizona.
Guys, there you go. There you go.
Squat up.
Squat up. 3-part question. Here we go. Keith Smith, just starting today from Seattle, Washington, but I'm taking action. Let's go. All right, Keith. What is the best way to address an agent? I always feel like I freeze when talking to them.
Yep. So, Key,
Here it comes.
I've got a great piece of reassurance for you. So, when you're talking to these agents, I know it might be overwhelming. This is a brand new field for you. The best thing I can offer here as advice, you don't need to have the answers. Imagine going to the dentist and they start cleaning your teeth and you're like, hold up.
Wait a second.
You're doing this wrong.
I watched a YouTube video on
Yep.
this. I know more
Exactly.
than you do.
Yep.
Right?
With real estate agents, this is their profession. The more naive you sound, the better. If you go back and you watch a bunch of the challenges and my replays of calls I have with agents, I start off a lot of my conversations, and I don't think people pick up on all the time. Sometimes I go in very aggressive and confident. The other times I'm like, hi, John, my name is Ryan. I need help. I'm trying to buy a house. I think you're a realtor. Could you help me out?
Yeah.
Could you help me out? Watch what happens. Just understand that being naive and vulnerable with them, they should be able to lead you to the promised land. And if the agent doesn't have that same energy that they're matching of like, I'm ready and I'm excited to help you, move on to the next agent. There's
Yeah.
not just one agent that you need to work with. And guess what? This is also the best part of it. If you really fumble the conversation, you're so embarrassed you never want to call that agent again, don't.
Yeah.
Move on to the next.
There's in Seattle.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
probably 40,000 agents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not that much. It's not Phoenix, but it's big, and there's a lot of people in there. And the price points for the properties there, agents can do 4, 5, 6 deals and make over 6 figures
Seriously.
in commissions. So there's a lot of them. And so just if somebody is being rude or you just feel like their energy's off, move on. There's too many more. All right, so just call them up. You can go free. You can go to realtor.com and just start going down the search a realtor and then just start calling down the list.
Yep.
Or you can get the list at Dr. Bill's real estate agent list, put it into a dialer and be much more
We gotta
efficient.
just contact him one of these days.
I gotta talk to him.
Yeah, we just
I know.
gotta.
What-
we
what do
keep
we do?
plugging the site.
I know. Albert, will you take care of this, please?
Okay.
I feel like Albert would get right
would.
through.
He would.
Albert's like, how much do you want for the business? You know what I mean? He's like, 20 grand, and we buy it.
And we buy it.
I
That's
doubt
all
it would be 20 grand, but there you go. All right. Great question. Go take action. Love it.
You got it.
Matthew, I have 2.5 months before I move to Atlanta from Charleston. Should I spend that time trying to get my first deal, practice calling or work, or building a buyer's list in Charleston? Good question. What do you think?
So it kind of goes back to the challenge. I think that you should be driving for dollars in Atlanta right now while you're there. Understand that Atlanta is a hot market. There's so
and you
many
can virtually drive for dollars in Atlanta.
Correct.
If you have Deal Machine, you literally can drive
Yep.
on your computer in Charleston through Google Maps and start doing a lot of damage.
Yep.
For real.
And then aside from that, I always tell people get your buyer first. But with that said, don't spend time trying to build out. I need to have 1,000 buyers before I can go do a deal. You need like 5. So I'd be putting a post out on Facebook saying, hey, I'm working on some deals out in Charleston. Who here's a buyer? Watch what happens. You'll get probably 30 people that comment. Congrats, now you have a buyer's list in Charleston. Now, while you're still in Atlanta, be productive. Focus on driving for dollars. Like he said, you could still do it. Driving for dollars virtually. But most important piece here is just take action. So
Yeah, make the post, get the comments, DM them. What's the best number to reach you?
Yep.
If they don't give you your phone number, it's
They're not a good buyer.
They're not serious.
Right.
They'll give you their phone number. You call them up. Start building that. Hey, what are you looking for? What's the best areas that you're looking for? What's the criteria? What's the price points? All that stuff.
Yep.
That's how
What's
you do
your
it.
buy box?
And by the way, it's not or, it's and.
Mm-hmm.
You do both.
Yep. That's
You
it.
you call the sellers and buyers. We need 15 hours, Matthew.
Yep.
15 hours a week, right? 3 hours a day. This isn't even part of my part-time perfect schedule. That's 20 hours. I'm asking for a little bit less than that. I'm asking for less, like 8% of your week, focused on calling the distressed property owners of the ugliest properties through driving for dollars, and then calling and building up your cash buyer database and relationships.
Absolutely.
You got this. It's and.
Here's a Facebook post for you, Matthew. In Arizona, I don't know if they have this in Charleston. There's like a Living Arizona Now Facebook page, right? Posting there, hey,
Yes.
I'm moving from Atlanta to Charleston. Who's a real estate agent I should know? And just watch the comments absolutely flood for that specific area, and there's your list to call.
Huge.
Realtors, easily.
So find the biggest community.
Yeah, the Facebook
group.
page. The Facebook page here is just like things to do in Arizona. You know, like if you move here, who should I know? That type of things you want to look for.
Love it.
Yep. Actually, you know what? That even kind of sparked it. You put out there saying, hey, I'm moving to Charleston. Who's a realtor I should know? Oh, my God.
Is there any? Do you guys mess around at all with Twitter?
No,
Twitter
I
posts
mess around with like
for
Spencer.
real estate agents and
Spencer
that?
Caldwell. Like
Right.
we keep tabs on his list, what he sends out, but
Yeah.
not often.
Got it. Okay. Do companies like Keegley provide earnest money deposit if I JV with them?
I think if it's something they're willing to commit to, I think they would. But I know that they're primarily a wholesale company, so
Right.
more often than not, they wouldn't. But they'd also be able to connect you with an end buyer that would.
And they're franchise owners. You
Yeah.
know, it depends on in your market if
True.
it's part of their corporate or their franchise. And I'm sure that they have different
Protocols,
yeah, and they'll probably look at different deals. It's a case by case. You know, if they feel very strongly it's a smoking deal, it's no problem. Then I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yep.
Yep.
Yick Nates. My plan of attack is to dispo deals for virtual wholesalers that do deals in my market. I have hedge fund connections that could buy a lot of deals. Thoughts?
I love it. What's your plan of action?
Yep.
Nick Yates or Yick Nates? What is your plan of action for finding those virtual wholesalers?
Right.
You know, it'd be really interesting if you could comment in here. I think you'd shine a lot of light for a lot of people on how you're implementing that strategy, and I can give you some shortcuts and some hacks to make sure that you do that as efficiently as possible.
Yep.
So kind of give me your idea of what your strategy is for lead generation. Remember, lead generation, conversion of that lead into an agreement or a commitment, and then and never. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be funny if I had like skinny bird legs.
Yeah, right.
Like I just
Like my legs on Brent's body.
Yeah, that would be. And then exit strategy. Remember, 3 parts of the business: lead generation, conversion, and exit strategy. Make sure that your lead generation is really, 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 really strong.
Yep.
I do legs on Tuesdays. Yeah. I work out 3 times a week with the trainer.
There you go. Investing with Kat and Pat. What up, guys? This is Patrick Conley. Great meeting you at Clever Ryan. Dude is just as he comes across on the screen.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
There you go. Yeah, and what a great event.
Dude, it was
What a great
incredible.
amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Ooh.
Okay, Clay
Okay.
Coons. Here you go. I did $17,000 this month on assignments. Drop that bell. We're going to move this a little bit so people can. There we go.
So great. So great.
Nadia, what's the best way to talk with an agent about contract with assignment fee? Love it.
Yep. So what we talk about in the course is setting expectations at the beginning. Now, obviously, if you are going to be going and writing an offer with a listing agent, it's a little bit different because this isn't an agent that you're working with from the start.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to just tell them like, hey, my intention is to buy this property. I do have to fully disclose to you, I occasionally do wholesale.
Yep.
If I have any intention of wholesaling or if something changes in the transaction, I will let you know the second I have that whatever pivot or however you want to word that. As for the assignment fee, if they ever have an issue with that, just make sure you're specifying to them. Do you see debit and credit? As a realtor, they should understand that on the settlement sheet, it's going to break down who pays what. The assignment fee is not paid by the seller. It's paid by the buyer. If the seller and you agree to a contract price and then you were to go around and sell it as a flip, what's the difference if you were to wholesale it out? The only thing is that the buyer's paying the difference, not the seller. So it's just setting expectations and then conversing with them the right way.
Awesome. There we go. Johnny Bravo with skinny legs. That's
There you go.
it.
And there's Stephanie.
That's it. Stephanie, we played your video at the beginning of this show. Thank you for documenting it. Thank you for being brave. Absolutely incredible. And keep it going. Keep the momentum going. She just closed a deal for $9,000. So we celebrate you, Stephanie. Keep it going. I want a $90,000 deal. Carly, love that you are on, Ryan, and I love your show, Brent. I'm an Astro student and am planning to get my real estate license in Arkansas to expand my reach. Do you recommend that?
So I'm not really too familiar with the Arkansas market. I've got to be fully transparent. But with that said, I always recommend to get your license just because you're going to need it in the next 5 years anyway. And then obviously the strategies that we teach, you're able to get the double dip. So you can get commission plus an assignment fee.
Yeah.
You can get paid when you buy your own houses. You don't have to pay anybody when you sell your own house. There's a lot of advantages to being licensed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you're already there. You're planning on it. You've just pulled the trigger. Get it done. And by the way, you can take your time with it. I would just pound through it. I wouldn't let it distract you from what you're doing.
Right.
Make sure that you're building momentum in your business because what they're not going to teach you in real estate school is how to get deals, how to find business. That's not their job. Their job is to make sure that you understand the rules that govern your state. When it comes to real estate. That is it.
That's literally it.
It is literally you learn vocabulary words and then you take a couple tests. That's really it.
Yep.
I mean, you memorize some things, and Alejandro's going through it right now, right? Yeah. So you got this. Go for it, Carly. And I suggest that for everybody at some point.
Right.
Yep.
What's your buy box in Florida?
Awesome.
So we're super easy going. This is where, again, I can't remember who it was. That's the question of how do you explain stuff. I'm going to show you an example with Watson here of how I'm going to set expectations. And this isn't even an agent. So Watson, I will buy anything single-family home under $1 million. With that said, I want you to know I'm going to be a good investor here. I know deals are hard to find. If you find me a deal that's $1.5 million and it's something I can make money on, I will find the money. With that said, my primary buy box is, again, under $1 million single-family homes. I can help you move land. I'm always open to multifamily. Just send me anything and everything that looks like it'd be a good deal that I can make some money.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yep.
Because it hit my mind, so I think it hit the audience's mind.
Sure.
How would you find 1.5 million?
What do you mean?
How would you raise it? How would you go and raise 1.5 million? You know what I mean?
Great question.
Because people are like, oh, well, if you're buying $1 million, but it's 1.5, who are you going to get that money from?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I always like to throw a little personality in when I'm talking to them at first initial conversation like this. So I'll be like, Watson, look, I promise you, when I say I could get 1.5 million, I will rob a bank if I need to.
Yeah.
I won't. Don't worry. I will find ways, but I have strategic partners that are willing to lend. Right? And then they laugh. That's usually a joke.
Yep.
Opens up the conversation, knocks down the walls a little bit where they're still trying to qualify me, whether it's a wholesaler to me or an agent to me. And then I'm going to say, no, but in all seriousness, though, I do have some strategic partners, and I could always tap into private money or hard money loans if necessary.
Awesome. There you go. Vasily, how do I find hedge funds in my Sacramento market? Real estate agents.
Yep. They always have one rep that is going to be the one that is in charge of buying and helping the hedge funds build their portfolio.
Yeah, I would post it to as many places as possible and just say, I have deals for hedge funds. Who can I talk to?
Yep.
Who represents hedge funds in Sacramento? Everywhere. And a lot of the posts won't get any response, or they'll be like, me too, or good luck, or whatever. And people, kind of be negative a little bit. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Just put them everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you'll find somebody. And then the other way to look at it is I would highly suggest that you squat up with a real estate agent in your market. And I would have that real estate agent pull the transactions through their MLS that happened with cash.
Yep.
And see which agent is on there the most.
Yep.
Because you'll see the buyer's agent on those deals is typically the one representing the hedge fund, and then you reach out to that agent, and there's your connection.
He just dropped a serious nugget there, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's how you find those. Listen, real estate agents know the agents that have hedge funds.
Yep.
They do. I mean, it's just kind of common knowledge. Oh, yeah, send this deal to this guy or that gal. They represent this hedge fund. The other one is check out if Wedgwood is in your market. Just Google Wedgwood.
There you go.
There you go.
From Rigoberto Villegas. Proof of funds letter is always a challenge. How do I work around this? There is so many spots. The way I would recommend, when we first started doing this, to tell you how easily accessible this is, we started with besttransactionfunding.com. It is a website you could go and create your own proof of funds. Do I recommend this? No. This is how we started. It's to tell you that you could literally get your foot in the door by just doing this one website and Google search. The alternative of what is a little bit more respectable now is going to be a proof of funds letter from a private or hard money lender.
That's right.
It is also going to be a bank account from somebody that you squatted up with if you don't have the funds yourself.
Boom.
Those are the two best options.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Find somebody that has the money.
Yep.
Whether it be a private money lender or somebody that you just squat up with that's done really well.
Yep.
It's going to give you so much confidence. It's going to give you so much confidence, and it's going to give you that backing when you have that real estate agent or that really, savvy seller that says, hey, listen, prove it.
Yep.
Prove it. Which we all should. I grew up, like when I started in real estate, we had to put together a full-on 30-page packet to get deals done because it was 2004. The market was going bananas. We had to write a letter about why whatever ourselves or a client wanted to buy a property. We had to put proof of funds. We did a copy of an earnest money receipt. We put in all of the disclosure. We did everything to submit it to make it as easy as possible for that agent to say yes.
Yep.
So if they have to come back at you and ask for things, that opens that window. We should do a show on that.
We should.
We should do an offer package show.
We should.
Is that part? Do you have something in that in the
course?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a structure
Put
of how
the course link in.
Yeah. So we actually, it's going to be agentinvestors.com. Just use the code TTP.
Right.
That's the best way for us to track it.
Right. Yeah, so we've got, we'll put it on here, agentinvestors.com, investors with an O, not an E, okay? Yeah, use that coupon code. Also, guys, Ryan's done a really good job of having a real nice range of price points for the course and for support if you want to get into his world personally. So a lot of benefit there, guys. People are absolutely crushing it.
Dude, so it's only been out for a month. We've had 9 students get deals.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Awesome. Are you going in as an investor or buyer from the start when you talk to agents? Well, first of all, investors are buyers, but I would go in as the buyer.
Yep.
April, I would go in as the buyer, as the decision maker. If you go in as anything else, especially if it's with real estate agents, they're going to consider the offer a little bit watered down.
Yep.
Because they don't know if you're going to really push for this to get closed.
Right.
You go there and they're like, we want this deal. We're going to get it done. Like 80%, and Albert, you can speak to this as well. 80% of working with agents is convincing them that you can get the deal done. Right?
Yeah.
Like how big of a talk about that?
So there are people at the end of the day, right? And they're professionals that represent someone else's interests. So the most important thing is you need to convince them that you are the buyer for their client. Because let's say that you don't do a good job and the agent goes to their client, they drop the deal, right? They're 100% embarrassed because now that this one person solely in charge of this house selling for someone else just dropped the ball.
Right.
So agents will do as much as they can, put up the highest and tallest wall to make sure that only the best and qualified people leap over.
And they should.
That's what they're supposed to do. That's why they get paid the commissions that they do, because they're solving a big problem. But as soon as you get over that wall and you learn that, okay, there's a door right here that I can hop through, the agent is much more open. They're willing to work with you when you prove that you're the one that's going to get the deal done.
Love it. Boom.
Speaking of money, though, we were at Clever, and I heard the best line ever to raise private money.
Give it to me.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
It goes, I show people how to earn double-digit returns backed by real estate. Are you interested?
Nice.
4-second power pitch. And I'm like, that is the best line I've ever heard. Instead of saying, what do you do? I'm in real estate. Like, what's real estate? You're in everything. Traditional, investing, flipping, like, what do you do?
Yep.
I show people how to earn double-digit returns backed by real estate. Are you interested?
That's it.
That hooked me. Let's look at Omar here. How much should we pay the real estate agent for their help?
There you go.
Well, the commission's already built in.
Yep.
So you know what?
Explain that, though.
So the
What do you mean
commissions.
commissions are built in?
The commissions are built into the deal, and what I mean by that is when a client enters into an agreement with the listing agent, they're responsible for paying the commissions to the buyer side and the listing agent. Therefore, you, as a buyer, Omar, are not responsible for paying them. However, if this is an agent that you do deals with consistently, there's nothing wrong if you threw at them an extra $1,000 or $2,000 in your wholesale deal because it sweetens the deal for them. How would you feel if you got paid your commission and all of a sudden they're like, hey, thanks for doing a good job bringing me this deal. Here's an extra $1,000.
What would you do if they didn't pay, like if they didn't have a listing contract signed and there was no commission guaranteed? How would you pay them then?
Well, if there's no listing contract signed and you're still working with a real estate agent, cut them in on the wholesale fee. It's like, hey, this is how we're going to sell it and this is how we're going to wholesale it. I still want you to get paid and compensated for your time and bringing me the lead. I'm going to reward you for the action of bringing the lead. Here's how we're going to split it. And it's okay if it's a lot of money on your first few deals. But the thing is, it's a long-term thing. You got to make sure that if you do it on one, hook them in at the very beginning. They're like, oh, let's keep coming back. My pot gets bigger and bigger with this one guy. So keep going, Omar. I see you got 2 mouths to feed. Cute baby.
There you go.
Look at that.
That's awesome. Yeah, Omar, I'm just getting the iPad. I'm gonna draw this out for everybody because I think it's a common question. I think it's a mystery. It was a mystery for me for a long time, and I want to simplify that. So we're just getting it all connected. We'll get that going.
Yep.
Tashida, what if the agent asks, "What do I get out of the deal?" What should I say? Love it.
Same thing. It's exactly what Albert just went through. So it's just going to be setting the expectations with them and letting them know what your intentions are. If you're going to buy the property and they're going to get paid commission, they get paid commission. If they're representing you as the buyer or it was brought to you off market where there is no commission agreement, okay, cut them in on the deal or pay them a finder's fee.
Yep. Awesome. Investing with Cat and Pat. I want to see what Cat and Pat look like. Can we switch up the logo and see what Cat and Pat look like? I think that I bet that they look awesome.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have a good feeling about this. How do you put and or signs and act naive with agents?
I'm not sure which LLC I'm going to put it in. Tax purposes, strategic, blah, 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 blah. However you want to play that game. Just understand you don't always need to put and or assigns in the contract. A lot of these contracts through equitable interest, the minute you have it under contract with earnest money deposited and escrow opened, you have a legal ability to wholesale it. So I'd first off challenge you to check in your market to make sure that you need that. If you do, then I would just tell them I'm not sure which LLC it's going to go in, but it's also setting the expectation with them again from the front that if you are going to potentially wholesale it, it's not going to throw them off if you were to sign it out.
Hey, Agent Bob. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video, and it says that I need to put and or assigns because I really don't know what I want to take title, what company I want to take title, or what name. So that's why it's in there. Right? I mean, just be honest with them. What are they going to do?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have to have the? Yeah, I think so. Is there a problem with that? No, I just haven't seen that. They don't care.
Yeah.
And by the way, you need to really talk to a title company and closing attorney. Literally just call them up that does wholesale deals and say, hey, listen, do you require me to put and or assigns on this contract?
You make it sound so easy.
You know, because contracts in their design are assignable unless they're not, unless they say that they're not assignable.
That's it.
Hashtag I'm not an attorney, so you know, check that. But yeah, most people don't even put it on there. Now here in Arizona, they're changing it to where you have to let them know if you're going to be a wholesale buyer, which I think is a really smart tactic.
I
really think it's genius.
I'm actually not even scared about it. I've had a lot of people
scared. I'm pumped.
I've had a lot of people hit me up being like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the end of the world." And I'm like, all it's gonna do, I'm like, it's gonna get people out that weren't actually serious. Yeah, dude, I've had like literally over 10 people messaging me about it, being like, "This is gonna blow us up. We're not gonna be able to get deals off the MLS." I'm like, "Cause you weren't setting expectations properly from the start, Bob."
That's it.
Like,
that's it. Freaking Bob's. Yeah, Bob's. There you go. Cat and Pat. See your picture. Bring it back. All right, I'm going to draw this up as you do.
From Swam. Ryan, do I present offers to agents on weekends? If not, what do I do on the weekends? Absolutely. Dude, it doesn't matter what day it is. Always submit offers. But with that said, I heard Albert say it over on the other side. What's during our 10-day or our 10 steps in our 75-day challenge that you're supposed to be doing on the weekends too? Should be going to open houses. Those agents that are sitting at the open houses, I promise if you walk in and you're like, I want to buy this house or write an offer, they're not going to be like, business hours only, pal. Monday, I'll write it for you Monday morning. No, they are there ready to rock and roll. And like I told you, the open house purpose is not to sell that house, but if it does happen that way, they would love to. If you go into that open house and you find an agent that's working on the weekends anyway, and you tell them what your plans are and that you want to write a bunch of offers, I guarantee you, out of the 3 open houses you go to every weekend, 2 of the 3 agents will gladly start writing offers for you that day. So understand that, yes, present offers to agents on weekend, but then hit those open houses too.
If you go to the right open house, you might get some like free cookies and some snacks.
Hell yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. And I would go into the neighborhoods that you want to do business in.
Yeah.
You know, I probably wouldn't go into luxury neighborhoods unless it's an older luxury neighborhood, like an Arcadia area or a South Scottsdale area, or some of these other areas that these properties were built in the 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s. But if they're built after 1990 and it's a luxury area and they've got HOAs and they got guard gates and all that. It's a different type of agent. They're looking for more like, let me wear the like nicest suits and the nicest ties and the nicest outfits and look all fly so that I can do luxury deals. They're usually not digging in the dirt with properties that need extreme rehab. You never know.
I mean, the only thing is that they might have a connection.
That's it.
There you go.
Look.
Hey, look at these. There we go. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew they'd be beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful family. There you go. Awesome, Catherine. Thank you. All right, let's look at this right here. This is, so on a typical transaction, if it's listed with an agent or they're about to list it, there's a 6% commission. So imagine that a property is going to be listed for $200,000. Okay, 12% of that is 6% of that is $12,000, right? That's the commission. That's this number. And so typically half of that goes to a listing agent, half of it goes to the buyer's agent. There's typically 2 agents on every deal. When you approach the real estate agent and you say, hey, listen, I want you to keep the full 6% and just send the deal to me so that you get double, because typically they're only going to make the 3%. Which is $6,000. Well, now you say, hey, listen, sell it to me. You keep the full commission. They get the $12,000. Does $12,000 make agents more happy than $6,000 every single time? All right?
Yep.
So that is the breakdown if it is listed. It's different if you're working with somebody that is that does not have. Let me add one here. Does not have a listing agreement with the seller, but they're talking to them and they're getting ready to list it, and you say, listen, here's the deal. If you get this thing locked up at let's say 140,000, I'll split the deal with you 50-50.
Yep.
So if you make 20,000,
10 and
I'll
10.
give you 10 and 10. You
Yep.
go in and represent me and say, hey, listen, I got a cash buyer in this deal. If you want 140,000 cash as is, you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to pay me a commission.
Right.
This is a net offer to you, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, and then you go in, you split that deal with them, and you could pay 70-30, 80-20. You really want to show some love? You really want to show that you have partnership with an agent?
Split
50-50.
it. Split it.
50-50.
You do that enough times, I promise you're the first person that comes to mind.
There we go. Here we go. Astro student here. Me and my daughter made $200,000 from February to current.
What?
When was February? What are we in? Are we in April?
2 months?
We're in April. 60 days, 200,000.
Damn.
Can somebody do the math on that? How much is
Let's go.
what is 200,000 divided by 60?
$3,333.
Actually, it's
Three-
28 in February.
28 days. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's 58 days. What do they come
Let's
out to?
call
Like
it.
$4 grand for?
Let's call it an even $3,500 a day.
Bam.
A day. Congratulations, the secret 1020. Here we go. Little.
200K.
The nice thing is it just keeps ringing.
I know, right?
Yeah. Congratulations. We
It's
celebrate you. That's $1 million year. Keep it pushing. That's awesome. Oleg, what should my daily goals be? Only driving for dollars and agent calls. Yeah, on a daily, listen, chop at this challenge. Your goal is to talk to 300 people in the next 75 days.
That's it.
How many people you want to, how fast do you want to get there, Oleg? How much time do you have? Are you doing this full time? Go. Get to that 300 this week.
Today.
In the next 2 weeks.
Today.
In the next 30 days. Like, you could knock this thing out.
Yep.
So you look at this and you go, okay, what's my schedule? All right, if your schedule's open, 9 to noon, you're making calls. 12 to 12:15, you are eating lunch, quick lunch. 12:15 to 1:30-ish is lead follow-up, and then you're going on appointments or driving for dollars, or you're making more calls.
Yep.
Do we have that perfect schedule, Matt, for full-time?
And Oleg, just
Full-time?
understand, like, it's like Brent said, if you're full time and you have the ability to do this, that should be full throttle down. Like, let's go. Let's go.
Give me the full-time, and then we'll do the part-time as well. Yeah, there it is. Perfect schedule there. 8:30. I love those colors. Ooh, I love that. That's nice. Who did that? What? Oh, 100 did that? All right. Practice and role play. Warm up the engine. 9 to noon. Lead generation. Lunch. Lead follow-up. Additional lead follow-up. Driving for dollars. Seller appointments. Cash buyer negotiation. Can you give me the part-time, please? Part-time, please. Boom. 15 hours lead generation. 1 hour practice and role play. 1 hour lead follow-up. 1 hour driving for dollars. 2 hours for appointments. If you do not have appointments, which is very common as you're building up your pipeline of leads, then you're doing more driving for dollars, or you're doing more lead follow-up or lead generation.
That's it.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There you go.
Swayam. Ryan, do you submit offers on properties that are pending on market for more than 90 days? So I will just make sure we're specifying to those that are watching. By pending, he just means active. So pending in the term of like on market deals usually means under contract. But yes, the deals that are 90 days plus, to put it in a very specific number, if it's been on the market more than 10 days in some very specific areas, my team has not only seen it, we've written an offer on it.
Yep.
So understand in a market like this where it's extremely competitive and hot, understand that, okay, the opportunities that are presented to me that are 10 plus days on market are very good to go after because they're not selling for a reason. Come in and give them an offer and see what happens. You never know until you throw something. And a lot of people, they'll actually go and get properties under contract that they're going to move into, and then they're forced to where they have to sell their home very quick.
Love it.
So more than 90 days all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yep. Eric, close my flip coming from driving for dollars. Eric, I know, brother. This is a TTPer here. Close my flip coming from driving for dollars last week, almost 200K gross. Brother, haven't heard from you in a little while. I absolutely love it. 200. Guys, listen, it is possible. The deal of a lifetime comes around once a week.
Yep.
I'm serious. Yes. A deal of a lifetime comes around about once a week. If you are out there and you're being proactive like Eric here, I mean, it is absolutely possible and probable that you will. It's just sneaking down. I love it. The bell behind you for 200,000. Here you go, Eric. There we go. There. It's like a hat.
Yeah, right. Wait for
I
it to
hope
come
somebody
down.
gets like a screenshot when it's just lowering.
It's going to hit me in the head when
Yeah,
it's I'll
oh,
just
yeah.
come back and smack me.
I'm waiting. One of these days, someone's going to step backwards and I'm going to drop it right now.
Congratulations, Eric.
Nice
What
one.
an inspiration. Thank you for sharing. I mean, that is huge. I'm telling you, man. There's not a channel that has more celebrating of success in the country. I'm telling you, there's not even close. Carlos, is there a formula for fire damaged properties? Oh, that's awesome.
I don't really mess around with too many fire damage.
So it depends on which area you're at, Carlos. I mean, I would say, and it depends on how much of that property is fire damaged, right? It's a lot more, it costs a lot more to renovate a kitchen and bathroom than it does the rest of the house, typically, right? Because you have a lot of mechanical there. You have a lot of the functionality of the house comes from the kitchen and the bathrooms. That's why I've always promoted and pushed to ask the question, what remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathrooms in the last 5 years? Because if they haven't done anything, it's a good indication that the rest of the house, nothing else has been done.
Correct.
All right? So when you're looking at it, you want to look at, okay, how much of the square footage is burned? And typically, depending on what area you're at, in a typical market, it's $125 to $150 a square foot to renovate that. Used to be $100, but things cost more, labor costs more. Now, if you're in bigger, more expensive markets where the labor costs more, it could get up to closer to that 150 mark, 150 to 160.
Yep.
So if you're in just a regular, it's closer to 125. All right, so just do that calculation. Oh, 1,000 square feet of this house needs to be totally renovated, $125 a square foot.
There you go.
All right, now it could be cheaper if it's a bedroom.
Right.
But typically, when there's a fire, it's going to be the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's going to be the kitchen, then it's going to spread. Remember this, Carlos. Homeowners insurance covers the homeowner, so they're getting paid. So don't let them try to double dip to try to get close to retail on a fire damaged property. They already got paid.
Yep.
They already got their check. So you need to really pull out what's your expectations. Did you already get paid from insurance? Where's that process at? Because that will really slow it down because they have to wait to get the insurance before they can sell it. So don't throw out numbers too early. There's a common mistake a lot of people make is throwing out numbers too early. And Elijah Rubin is the fire king.
Yep.
Elijah Rubin, that's his specific area of expertise. So check him out on his Instagram.
Is there a lot of fire burn properties?
No, it's not, but it's one of those first ones that made my first call. Oh yeah, I'll celebrate a first call. Bradley, here we go. Made my first call. Reese's. This guy doesn't mess around.
Dude,
he doesn't just get the 2 Reese's peanut butter cups. That's the 4-pack.
That's a family pack,
That's the
man.
4-pack. Okay.
Family. That's a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's not a family thing.
Yeah, that's a normal day.
That's just, yeah. Come on. Now get your first deal. All right.
Three things.
So we got another triple header here. Mini Millionaire. All right. I love the sign behind you, Millionaire Before 30. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show, and that is
Oh,
what we want to
shit.
promote. I'm 11, and my goal is to get there by 25. Excellent.
You're
I
11.
love it. You're putting in the work. I am going with my dad tomorrow to close on 8 duplexes in Waco, Texas. Congratulations. Now, let me know, Mini Millionaire, are you guys buying and holding? Are you buying, renovating, and flipping? Or are you guys wholesaling these deals? I would love to find out about that. Remember, you've got 3 options, Mini Millionaire, right? You either flip it, you hold it, or you wholesale it. So what is the strategy that you guys are implementing? And it depends. It just depends on everybody's goals. If your goal is to own a big portfolio of properties, that is fantastic. That is its own business. Do not commingle your owning of rentals with your wholesaling business. I'm telling you, it is a huge mistake, and people really, really start getting turbulence in their business if they try to put those together. So keep them separate. Rentals here, wholesale deals here, all right? Use your wholesale deals to fund your rental properties, or use your wholesale deals to build up a big bank account to actually be the bank and lend on deals. And that's something that I'm going to be talking about a lot more going forward on this channel.
You know what I was doing at 11?
Talk to me.
Playing with action figures and playing
Yeah,
video games.
yeah, 11. That's incredible. She's got her own logo. She's got her own logo. She's going to be unstoppable. By the way, at this rate, it's going to be Millionaire Before 20. You know what I mean? You should go, Mini Millionaire. You should go back and watch. And he just called you. The episode with Andrew Abernathy. He was a millionaire before 20 years old. Had that same kind of energy and engine that you do, Mini Millionaire. Cash flow all the time. Got it. Awesome. Yeah, build it up for cash flow. That's incredible. Long-term strategies, planting roots. He's planting that seed now so that you can have a great path, a great what? You feel like an idiot?
This should be inspiring.
Comparison is the thief of joy, Alejandra. We celebrate.
Yeah.
We celebrate.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Frederick, wait, I hear you guys say Atlanta's a hot market, but how can we do deals if we are not allowed to market to homeowners with the anti-wholesale marketing law in place? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I haven't had anybody have any problems with it, Frederick.
Yeah, we just did one.
I mean, I would talk to, I would follow Brandon Barnes. Okay, Brandon Barnes. He runs is he still running his meetup group? Yeah, it's incredible. REI Live with Brandon Barnes. Follow him, Frederick. Get into that world. Get into that group. It's phenomenal. He brings in top people to speak on different topics all the time, and get the nitty gritty. But I still have a lot of students doing a lot of business in Atlanta, Frederick. So I think that it's one of those, if you do it with a lot of respect and you do it yourself, and it's not you just pounding people that are on the do not call list a million times, it's fine. But reach out to somebody in there and connect. But I don't think you'll have a problem.
I mean, Atlanta, we do it. But ours is also on market realtors, so we don't really come across too many issues.
And Frederick, that could be your strategy. You could build up your database of real estate agents. Part of the 70-day plan is to talk to 100 real estate agents. And when you talk to 100 real estate agents, then you're going to find those opportunities, and that's free game. Yep.
Boom.
Corey, what's up, TTP fam? Here from Dallas, Texas. I got my 4th deal under contract on Tuesday night. Just got it assigned last night for $12,500. I've been in a drought since October 2021. Corey, congratulations, $12,500. That is excellent. Now, listen, the drought is over, right? All of that stuff is behind you. Keep the engine going. Momentum is everything in this business. Everything in any business is momentum. Keep the momentum. Keep the momentum. Keep the momentum. Don't get the check and stop. I know you won't, but this is for everybody. Once you get that check, you put it in your bank account, and then you start the next day at zero.
Yep.
Mentally.
Yep.
Zero money in your account, zero opportunities, zero leads, right? That's how you keep this thing going. Congratulations, Corey. Come on. Boom. Love it. Awesome, Corey. Brandon, my wife and I are just starting off with our wholesaling business in DFW, but we're not comfortable with the numbers yet. We want to start cold calling ASAP. What do you suggest? Awesome. What do you, Albert? Let's throw this to you for a second here. How do you get better at comping fast?
You know what's funny? When I first started in this business, I didn't even comp.
Right.
I just started making calls,
Yep.
and because I didn't want to waste my time trying to figure out how to run numbers until I was comfortable talking to someone on the phone,
Yep.
and I got comfortable. Like, okay, now I understand the process. But comping real fast, for me, it was really easy in terms when I put myself in a end buyer's shoes.
Yeah.
If I were an end buyer, in real simple terms, we're not doing anything specific. If I were an end buyer and I paid this much money, what could I get in the area for the same amount of money?
Right.
And that was the easiest way for me to start getting into the logic of thinking how to comp. Of course, now we can do more specifics of like bed bath, square footage, all the nitty gritty stuff. But the very beginning, the first thing I asked myself was, if I paid this much money, what else could I get in the same area? That's how I started.
Yeah, and Brandon, a couple different things. I know that Texas is a non-disclosure state, and it's tough to get the sales comparables. I just had a Zoom call with Deal Machine. Deal Machine now in their app, which everybody should have for their Driving for Dollars. Make sure you use the TTP coupon code. It's the biggest discount they give. Guys, it's the biggest discount. But in Deal Machine now, you can get the sold MLS data in Deal Machine under their comping. Like, it's absolutely bananas. It's a $20 add-on. They don't just, when you go to the comps and you're looking for the properties and you want to see what something sold for, it'll prompt something up for you to get it. So it's not like their base package. You have to pay like 20 bucks extra. I won't even say how much. You're going to have to pay extra because then they adjust their prices. People watch this 2 years from now, and then Deal Machine gets pissed off. So it's an additional charge for the comparables. With the sold comps, but I'm telling you, if you're in a non-disclosure market, the big North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, woo, right? I think Utah might be, right? Yeah. All of those non-disclosure states, Deal Machine is going to be hooking you up. I went through it yesterday. It's incredible. And I'll do a video on it, but not yet. They got to get their process for signing up figured out a little bit easier. But this is kind of like a preview.
I love it.
So get into it. Yep.
It's huge.
Black Sinatra.
There you go. I've had a part-time cold caller since January. I build lists from prop stream, skip trace through batch skip tracing, and she dials from 10:30 to 2:30. Still no hot leads in 4 months. What should I do? Ooh. So I don't know. I mean, do you think that's a list issue? Because I would say after 4 months, like a lot of them, they should be generating at least leads almost if not every day, every week for sure. But
this is what I'm going to invite Black Sinatra to do. Will you please email me, brent@talktopeople.com, and send me a couple of their recordings? Because it comes down to 3 things: skills, list, data. Skills, list, data. Now, if their skills aren't there, I don't care how many people they talk to. They're not going to be able to. You could give them the best list of all time. It's going to be very difficult.
Yep.
The data, you're getting good data because you're getting it from batch. The list that you're pulling is from PropStream. I assume that it's the regular. I would obviously push you towards building your Driving for Dollars list as well. And also, so give me those recordings. Send me those. I'll critique it and send you the notes back. I might do it live on a live show as well. And the other question I have is, how many calls are you making? Right? You outsource this business from the beginning, it's going to take you a year to get your first deal. That's the average. You need to, and I always say this, you need to talk to, not call, talk to, have a conversation with 1,000 people, whether that be agents or property owners, about real estate before you hire anybody. Because then you know how good their skills are going to be and what they need to have, and you know how to coach them on a weekly basis to bring in more income.
I love that.
But if I get it, you're doing a part. Maybe your schedule's too congested right now. It doesn't make sense, but you want to build the momentum. That's fine. It just takes a lot longer if their skills aren't there.
Yeah.
So send it to me. I'll take a look at it.
There you go. Ooh, okay, Caleb. Just got my first deal with a realtor last Friday. It wasn't on the MLS, but it was a referral. Just yesterday, we locked in a deal on the MLS, and it was a crazy deal. Tell me more about that one. I'd love to know.
Yep.
But, I mean, it sounds like you just clarified you can do deals with realtors as referrals and on-market opportunities.
That's right.
Incredible work, Caleb. That's awesome.
Better ring that bell.
You damn right.
You're getting better at it. You're getting better at it. That thing's whipping down now. You're not doing the little drop. Yeah.
I love it. From Stephanie, Ryan, when you send out an offer to on-market properties, how do you determine the price of the offer? 60% of ARV? My lovely attorney answer here is it depends.
Yeah.
So there's some areas, like for example in Gilbert 85296, I will pay 95%. There are some areas that are out like in, I don't know, we were just in Wickiup, Arizona, I think it was. I wouldn't pay 20%. Yeah. So it just depends. There's gonna be a lot of just different variables to where a location is. But if I had to give you like a range, I think from our calculator it says, Albert, you could help testify to this. He's talking. It's like 68 to like 78%, something like that.
Yeah.
That is correct. We're in a different market here, so it just depends what you can pay for it, because the way that we are looking at it, it's very unique to where we are. Like Brent said, there's some places where it's older houses that require a significant amount of more rehab that are smaller, yet you can go to a bigger house that's built brand new and it requires less. So it's really hard to do a blanket ARV, but like Ryan said, we had to average it out. We're somewhere around the 80-87%.
Oh, okay, I was off by 10%.
Yeah, if we average, we're a little high right now. Selling.
80, there you go.
Yeah, and it just depends on. Also, when I look at these things, and this is just kind of a side note, if I see anything built in the 70s to 1984, I add like 20% to the rehab.
Yeah,
because there's
for
something
sure.
funky
Electrical,
going. There's
plumbing,
something
roof, AC,
It's sunken living rooms that you have to fill in. It's a floor plan where they just put choppy little rooms that you have to open up walls. When you have to readjust floor plans, your budget goes up significantly. It just does. Because if you try to put a rehab out that you just put like lipstick on a pig on a bad floor plan, that deal is going to sit forever. Floor plans matter.
Yes.
Things have changed so much in the last 50 years that people don't want these funky step down with kids or with older people. I don't even know what they were thinking in the 70s. I really don't. With the tri-level homes and the weird sunken living rooms and the pass-through fireplaces that you see from the kitchen and the dining room and the living room, and it's just bananas. So that's just a little weird thing there. If you see something built in the 70s, add more to that. You're going to have to get it at a bigger discount. And real quick, Matt, will you put up, just to make it quick for the question about we're working on understanding the numbers, here's a simple way to do it. I mean, I talked about Deal Machine, and that's huge, but you can go onto Zillow if they have the information and just use this as a guide, all right? If it's $250,000 or more on Zillow, you want to be about 66%. If it's $240,000, $999 to $100,000, that range, 50%. If it's less than $100,000, listen to me. If it's less than $100,000, it has to be 25% or lower. Okay? Because the amount that your rehab budget eats up the profits on these deals is huge. So the discount has to be way, way, way more.
Yep.
I'll just tell you, I just fixed a floor plan for the house.
Yeah, talk to me.
It cost me $3,000 to level out the house, fill up that sunken living room,
Thoroughbred?
and it cost me $8,000 to put a beam in just to open a wall up.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly.
It ate up $11,000 right there just to fix a floor plan, and I wasn't even done yet.
Yeah, I've done about 100 flips, and I didn't know early on. You know, I didn't realize, oh, you just knock down a wall. It's no big deal, right? Well, there's a pole, there's support in that wall.
Yeah.
And some people just leave it there.
Yep.
They just like drywall it up and just leave a pole in the middle of the way. And it's like, this is terrible. You can't do that. So you got to put a beam into the ceiling, and that costs a ton. Yeah. Savion. Hey guys, how do you guys approach an agent to work with and find deals for you?
Interesting.
Broad.
Very interesting.
Very broad.
Yep. Just reach out to them. Ask them for help. That's it. Understand it's what we mentioned at the beginning of the show. The hardest part of being an agent is finding a client. You would be considered a client. You are exactly what they're looking for. Call them, tell them you're looking for help, and tell them what you're looking for in a property. They'll send it to you.
Yeah, and follow this 70-day plan of talking to 100 agents and going to 3 open houses a week. Seriously. 3 open houses a week. You're going to meet them face to face, and you go up and say, listen, I am just starting this out. I'm looking for a deal. Can you help me? I've got all the money in the world backing me, but I got to find the right deals so that they're comfortable, giving me the money for these. Can you help me out?
Yep. And
like, you don't have to go in being like, hey, I've got all this cash and I'm going to buy it and I'm like experienced and trying to fake it before you make it. That doesn't work. It's nonsense. Now, just go in with confidence and say, I know I want to find deals. I know that I can get them done. I know that I can make it as smooth as possible, but I need some help.
Yep. And as you said that too, there was something that stuck out to me. When you go in and you say that you're new and you're trying to get into like the investment space, but you have all the money behind you, I could tell you from a realtor perspective,
yeah, that
was actually almost like accepting and inviting to where I'm like, whoa, cat's out of the bag. They're an investor with some money and nobody else has pounced on them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be the one that's going to be the realtor to help them.
Yep.
So coming in saying that, hey, I'm new, there's nothing wrong with being like fully authentic and vulnerable with that.
And if I'm new to this market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
You are.
You are.
Mm-hmm. You're new to the real estate market. If you're just, I'm new to this market.
I love it.
And this is what I'm trying to do. I need somebody that knows this area and knows how to find great deals. There you go. And watch the replays of the show because we talk a lot about it. Uh-oh, 1-ton Patriot. Hope the truck's getting repaired. If a bird dog brings you a deal, whether an agent or not, how would you pay them a finder's fee? Directly, or does it get distributed through title? If through title, how do you add that into the contract?
Solid question. So a bird dog brings you a deal. Let's start off with an agent. If it's an agent, again, we already discussed it on this episode. It's going to either be a listing contract where they're getting commission or you cut them in on the finder's fee. Leading into the second part of this is how do you pay them that finder's fee? There's a few different ways you could do it. You could do it by putting them on the contract and then having it just split 50-50. I personally would recommend that too, just because it's better for tax purposes rather than having to collect everybody's W-9s, having to send it over to your CPA and say, oh yeah, I got $10,000, but I paid 5 of it to this person. You just want them on the contract through title. And you just do that by having the assignment be from you to them and them to the end buyer or vice versa.
Yeah, I love that. You can't legally give them commissions unless they're licensed.
Yep.
You can't give them referral fees. You can't give them finder fees. Like the Department of Real Estate in your area will shut you down.
Yep.
Okay, well, they'll give you a cease and desist, and then you're going to have to do some stuff and probably pay a fine. I mean, whatever else. I don't know. It's different in every state. But if they bring you into the deal, as a buyer, you put them on the buyer. When you go to assign it, you put, I make this much on this deal. They make this much on this deal in the assignment fee, and then that goes to the title company, and then they know who to give money to. So if it's $1,000, great. Put them on the contract. Put them on here. Say this is I make $73,000. They make $1,000, and that's it. It just depends on what your finder's fees are.
Right.
Yeah. But good question.
Yeah, really good question.
Because that's people are just paying finder's fees to people out of their pocket.
Yeah, right.
And
it's not,
you're getting taxed on that money, and then you're giving the money away, and then
there's no like paper trail.
Yep. Brendan, what does your conversation with the seller look like when you disclose that your plan is to wholesale the property? One of the exit strategies that we have, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is I reach out to my network of all of my funding partners and see if they want to buy the deal. And if they do, then I sell it to them. Sound good? Okay, great.
There you go.
So that's a conversation that you have. When we lock up this deal, we look at every single option. We look at fix and flip. We look at buying and holding this property, and we look at reaching out to our network of funding partners to see if they want this deal, and then we sell it to them. So either way, it doesn't affect the price that you get. This is the price that's on the contract. This is the net offer that I can offer you. Please sign here.
That's it. From Aza? Okay, let's go with that. Hey, fellas, do you prefer finding leads on market or using them from lists like PropStream? I like on market.
We're the exact opposite.
Yeah.
All right. He's finding it on the market. I'm finding it direct to seller. Yep. But we are. I mean, it's either way you win. It's again, it's that or.
Yes.
It's an and.
Yep.
You know, do both of them. Yep.
And find which one you like better.
And we're implementing it based on this guy's training. So, agentinvestor.com. Check it out. 9 people have already gotten deals.
Oh yeah. A month.
2-part question from Watson. All right.
Yeah. How would you manage the fear of canceling a contract if you're making 100 offers a month? That's a fair question. Is it normal to always have a few of the contracts cancel? Yes, it is very normal for a few of the contracts to cancel. We never go in with the intention of them canceling, and I want to challenge you to change your mindset. If you're going to go in and you're like, I'm writing 100 offers, but you're worrying about them canceling, guess what, dude? Sorry if this is a little blunt, but you don't even have them under contract. Why are you worrying about canceling them? Yeah. Like, if it's a deal and you're writing it where it's a deal, you're going to sell it. If you get 10 deals under contract and you're going to close on 7, you cancel 3, yeah, that's not fun that you have to cancel on 3, but it is part of the business. I can tell you right now, the conversation with realtors is a lot easier for me than it is with sellers, because the question I ask the realtor is, I'm the first person that's canceled the deal with you? Oh, I'm not. Okay, cool. Well, things happen in a transaction. That's what happened here. Yeah. It is what it is. It goes back to the expectations. But again, I'm going to challenge you to change your mindset a little bit here.
Well, also, agents know that it's not a done deal until it's a done deal, and they also know and educate their owner on, listen, don't make any moves mentally or physically on this deal during the inspection period.
Yep.
Because they have a right to cancel for whatever reason, right? Like here in Arizona, I've canceled a deal because I had a client that was in the neighborhood of the house they were buying, and the next door neighbor had 4 dogs that barked like crazy. We canceled because of the barking dogs. Like, that was a legitimate reason to cancel the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So canceling a deal because after we looked at it and ran all the numbers and it doesn't make sense financially, I feel like is more of a legitimate reason to cancel the deal than somebody, you know,
dogs barking.
Yeah. I've had people cancel a deal because there's power lines a quarter mile away.
Yep.
I'm not joking.
Yep.
Like 400 meters away from the house's power lines, and they canceled it because they thought that, you know, they would grow a third eye or something. Right? I don't know. So
wow.
It's in the make sure it's in the inspection period.
Yep.
Make sure that you're communicating, and make sure that your tone is apologetic.
That's it.
I would love to do this deal with you, but you know, looking at the numbers, we could do it here at 350. I know that we're at 395 now. I could do it at 350. If your client doesn't want to get it, I completely understand. I wanted to let you know as soon as possible so that you could slip another buyer in here and get it done.
There you go. JVC Castro. Ryan, can you role play with Brent? You calling them about a house that has some rust on it and you want to submit an offer. What do you ask first? Sure.
You calling them about a house that has...
I'm assuming he says, like, it just needs some work and I want to submit an offer. Like, how does that conversation flow? So,
okay.
So I call Brent. I'm like, hey, Brent, you're the listing agent for the property on 123 Main Street, right?
Yes. Who's this?
My name's Ryan. I'm an investor out here in Phoenix. I'm interested in purchasing it. I just had a few questions about the property. Do you have time right now?
Absolutely. What's going on?
Awesome. So I kind of want to just like get straight to it. I'm going to be submitting a cash offer. I'm very flexible on close. I could close in like 10 days, but like if the seller needs a little bit more time, I could do that too. Before I submit my offer, I just want to know, like, what major repairs have been done in the last 12 months?
I'm going to be honest with you, Ryan. This property needs a lot of work.
Okay.
It needs a lot of work. They can't keep up with it. It's dated.
Yep.
They just want to sell it. They want to be done. I've got a lot of people interested in it. I've got a lot of investors reaching out.
Sure.
So put your best foot forward,
Yep.
and let me, you know.
Do you have
let me know
anything,
when you
do you
set
have
the
anything in
offer.
writing right now?
I don't. I've got
Okay.
2 people. You know, we just went on the market
Yep.
a couple weeks ago. We've had some people saying that they're going to put some offers in, nothing in writing yet.
Gotcha. Well, I know, obviously, you said you're getting bombarded with calls. I know it's just me trying to sell myself, but I want to reassure you that I'm going to be the easiest buyer you're going to work with. I'm super flexible.
Okay.
So if anything, I mean, I'm even open to going unrepresented to put that money back in the seller's pocket to net them more for the commission, or we could even have you represent us in the transaction.
So you're not an agent?
So I am licensed. Someone in our LLC is.
Okay.
We do obviously have to disclose that, but again, to show you like how flexible we are to get the deal done, I just want to do whatever it is possible to get it. So if it means having to give up the commission, you representing us, or again going unrepresented to put more money in the seller's pocket, whatever it is to get the deal done, I want to show you that we can perform on this transaction.
So you don't need to get a commission out of this?
No, we don't need it.
So this is something that you buy and you're going to do something
Sure,
with?
yep. And like you mentioned, it needs some work. So guys like myself are going to come in, we're going to fix it up, make it all pretty, and then obviously we turn around and sell it and make some money.
Yeah, I think that's the play here.
Okay.
Yeah, well then just let me know when you submit the offer. I would just say, get me as close to list price as possible, because I think we priced it right. I think we did a good job of pricing it right.
Well, I'll do you one better then, if it's possible. Could you represent us?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send over an email then with the terms that we're looking to submit, and then if you just want to let me know what the seller says, obviously, I mean, we would just love to get the deal done however possible.
You want me to write up the offer?
Yeah, if you could.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk to my client about it, and let them know, let them understand what dual agency is all about. I might have to refer you to somebody in my brokerage just to keep it clean, but I'll let you know. Send me an email. My email is brent@hotboyswithaz.com.
Yep.
And it's an old an old college email, but it gets a laugh. It gets a laugh. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, send that to brent@hotboyswithaz.com. And I'll take a look at that, and we'll get this done.
Okay, sounds good. And it's a capital Z, emphasis on the Z, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
There you go, JVC. Hope that helped.
This guy's been wanting this question for a long time.
Okay, we got $100 coach or $125 for LLC.
Interesting.
$100
coach. Well,
$100 coach.
yeah. That's a scam. A Nigerian prince.
Okay, so $100. First of all, if there's something that you invest in, all right, $100 coach. No, get an LLC. All right, let's keep that simple there. Like $100 coach seems like they just want $100. You're not going to get anything for that. Remember, when you are making an investment in yourself, you're going to want to get a return.
Yep.
The more that you invest in yourself, the bigger the investment that you make in yourself, the bigger the return. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what the expectation should be. Sometimes it doesn't come out that way, but if you go with a coach that really knows what they're doing, you win.
There you go.
Thank you, Brent. Also, I swear, Brendan. Also, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is getting bigger. I've got an emphasis on getting just swole as big as possible. I just want to barely fit in the studio.
Yep.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. That is awesome. I'm 40 now. I'm curious as to, in the next few years when I'm going to have to take the HGH and just really become a monster.
There you go.
Just really get crazy. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is like the fountain of youth. I'll tell you what. I closed 9 deals through MLS. This MLS.
I think they mean this month, but I mean that might be a lot.
Holy cow! That's a Ryan Zolin bell ring. Bring it down. There we go.
Let's go.
Guys, agentinvestors.com. Use the TTP coupon code if you are interested in getting deals off of the MLS and really building your business, being confident speaking with agents. Hit that like button if you're getting quality information here that you can implement into your business. And make sure, guys, if you are not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. We go live 5 hours a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, and Friday. We put out incredible interviews with people that are just getting their first deals or doing incredible things around the country. This is the content that you've been looking for. This is the instruction that you've been looking for. You found the best and only real estate channel you should watch. No, I'm just kidding, but it is the best, in my opinion, to give you what you need so that you can go out there and take action right now. So make sure that you subscribe and join us every single day. And that's it, guys.
Yep.
That is our show, 75-day challenge. Keep it going if you've already started it. If you haven't, start going today.
Yep.
You've got it. Get that download at ttpinsider.com. You got this,
And
guys.
don't forget, next Tuesday we've got our monthly meetup.
Oh, who do you
May
got?
3rd. I think, what was her name? Tessabella
Yeah.
Gelton. She is the social media queen. She has come in and just disrupted the industry, and I wanted to bring in some different perspective to get people out there posting on social media.
I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. Make sure that if you are in Arizona or around Arizona, you go to this meetup. It is where?
At El Jefe's Tacos and Sushi.
When?
It is next Tuesday from 5 to like 10 o'clock.
And they can find details where?
My Instagram. Yep. It's that simple, guys.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
That's awesome. Guys, we love you. Until next week, go out there, take action, and talk to people.
Let's
love you guys.
go.
See ya.